And welcome into the Paul Farrington Show, live from Zach's grandma's basement. We are doing a fantasy episode today. Joined with me, Jack Weinberger, Andrew Keenan, and for the first time on camera, go ahead, Zach, give a little look right there. Zack Blomquist, our producer, the best in the business. You give Zach a camera, he'll be doing a lot of flexing. So he wasn't expecting this, but there you go, Zach. You got your camera finally. We have Jeffrey intern, Jeff the intern, I believe is his name.
Intern Jeff.
Is intern Jeff? Intern Jeff or Jeff the intern? That's been a big debate.
Well, I was intern Jack, so I think he's got to be intern Jeff.
Okay, so intern Jeff is here. He's going to be a TikTok superstar pretty soon. Just give it some time. Promise you he's going to. Andrew, thank you for joining us. It was a little bit of a delay from Andrew, but you were playing softball, right?
Yeah, I apologize. So if any of our loyal subscribers and viewers sees any sand on me, it's from the Diamond. We were, I think we're like the 6th seed or something, upset the 1 seed.
So what's about?
Yeah, we'll be in the championship. And I apologize to Ziggy.
Ziggy will hear this tomorrow.
He's a scholar, so he needs to get to bed early. It's currently recording at 10:45 at night, because, you know.
This is for the Jake Murphys of the
world.
world.
Andrew, what was your stat line tonight? Give us a stat line.
My game translates pretty well into softball. So I think we won the first game like 16-9, the second game like 18-2.
What was your personal stat line?
I probably was about, I got out twice, so I probably came about like 12 times.
Strikeout?
No, I don't strike out. One was a far hit, but they were probably deep. I had 2 home runs.
How old is the average person you're playing with here?
On my team, there's 5 people my age, so 24, and then a couple of kids that are like 21. But some on the other teams, they got some dads. We used to have some dads.
They were the 1 seed, though?
The 1 seed was college kids. But
okay, so this is like legit softball.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to play in a softball.
Fast pitch?
Slow pitch.
Slow pitch.
There is a fast pitch league that I played a game in, but it's Sunday mornings, and
it's a little too early.
Too early for me.
Too early. All right, well, we'll get into our fantasy rankings. And we have our draft, actually, in 2 days on Thursday night. So for everyone in our league, this is a pretty good opportunity to hear a little bit of the strategy. So
and my draft's in 2 weeks. So
2 weeks?
Yeah, to my loyal fans and the people in my league, you might hear some of my sleepers.
I know.
Ranked accordingly.
There's a reason to listen. There really is.
A reason.
Competitive advantage does exist here. All right. Speaking strategy, I'd actually just like to start off with saying, like, Jack, you're picking, I believe, 12, right?
I'm at 12, yes.
Okay, so before we get into actually ranking some players.
That pick. I like the 12th pick.
Yeah, so tell me, like, with the 12th pick, what is exactly your strategy?
So it varies year by year. But you know what I've noticed, Paul, and for everybody out there listening? Like, me personally, whenever I've gone, running back, back to back, those were my best years. When I go running back, receiver, or running back, tight end, like Kelsey or Kittle, I went Kelsey last year. Hasn't been that good.
But you can't complain with Kelsey's numbers, right? Wasn't he your best player by far?
He was. Like, the thing is, like, I lacked so much in terms of my running back 2, my receivers, because I took Travis Kelsey with the second round pick.
Okay.
I picked
and you had Barkley, right?
I did have Barkley. I will never touch that man again.
You never can.
And you have to own him. You have to own him to really understand.
I had him last year as well.
Yes, you have to own him to understand.
He's down there in my rankings.
Me too.
He's terrible.
He's done.
I had him up and then
he
slowly kept moving him down.
Just to let you guys know, he's high on my list this year. I love me some Saquon this year.
I don't know if you know,
Watch the
Andrew.
Giants. They are terrible.
I don't know if you know, but Zach beforehand was going like, "Oh, if there's one thing that I should be on this for, it's fantasy."
Apparently, he knows.
He's a guru. He's a guru.
All right. Well, I'm excited to hear his list.
I'd go running back, but the receivers are so freaking deep.
It is incredibly deep.
I'd go running back, right? Maybe at 12, Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift back to back, something like that. Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb, and then get receivers after that.
Okay. And
Andrew, I'm not going a wide receiver with 12 or 13.
Okay. Andrew, do you know where you're picking it?
I'm picking 9th, and I'm in a couple leagues, but in one league I'm not.
Me too. It's a tough pick. It's a tough pick. It's a tough pick.
Yeah. What I've said openly is I'm probably going to go. Well, I had to see who falls to me at 9, but then probably Travis Kelsey in the second round because
I don't know if he makes it there.
You don't think? Then Mark Andrews.
I think he does.
You need in the years I've been good, especially in PPR. You got to have a tight end. Like last year, I was playing some putrid.
No, if you don't have this year, and we don't have tight ends in our rankings, so may as well just talk about them a little bit here. If you don't have Kelsey or Andrews, Pitts, Waller. Do you even put Kittle in there anymore?
Kittle, Dalton Schultz.
I don't put Dalton Schultz. I don't put Dalton Schultz.
I bet
you put him in that?
I put him in there. You want to know why?
Kelsey's like 20-point potential a week. Dalton Schultz will be like, all right, he had a good 11.
Yeah, but who's Dak going to throw to?
I mean, he's CD. Look,
Who's after CD?
Oh well, you have Jalen Tolbert, you have Noah Brown.
Exactly. You got Dalton Schultz up next.
I do work for a Cowboys show, so I know all these receivers. As soon as someone goes down, it's like, oh, Noah Brown could be a breakout candidate, and I'm like, Vach.
The thing is, like, I tried it 1 year. I don't like taking a tight end super early, but the thing is, like, Travis Kelce can be your wide receiver one.
Yeah, that's why.
Essentially, I mean, he can be that wide receiver.
Well, it's just the advantage you have versus someone who's playing. No offense to Dalton Schultz, but like, and that's a higher end bad tight end.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like I think I don't mind getting 2 good running backs, 2 good receivers, and being like, all right, my tight end's okay,
Just
like the rest of the league. Just survive.
Okay.
Like that's what I've been at my best.
And Dalton Schultz isn't a bad tight end, but
No, he's not bad.
No, he just doesn't compare to Kelce or Andrews or those guys to me. There's a very clear tier. All right, so if you had the first overall pick, then we covered if you were at 12. If you were at number 1, do we all have Jonathan Taylor rated number 1?
I have McCaffrey 1.
McCaffrey.
See, I was saying the same thing before. I wouldn't be opposed to taking McCaffrey.
Okay.
McCaffrey or Eckler.
So I had McCaffrey last year. I'm not, in my rankings. I have McCaffrey at 2 behind Taylor. I think if McCaffrey's healthy for the year, as intern Jeff said before the show, he's probably gonna be the one. Like he should be the one in an ideal world where he's healthy, just because of his receiving threat and everything. He scores all the time. I think his over/under touchdowns is like 7.5.
He'll
on the
touch
season.
the ball 50 times a week.
Yeah,
He will. And with Baker there, I think him and Baker are
Baker
gonna get
checks
along
it down.
great.
Kareem Hunt goes off when he had Baker.
So I think in an ideal world, I would have McCaffrey at the 1. It's just I'm telling you, when he was hurt last year, my team fell apart. Chuba Hubbard did not satisfy me at all.
I think it's like a similar type thing, Paul. Like you owned McCaffrey, you get it. I owned Barkley.
There's always that guy that you have to experience it.
Maybe you got to own. I've never owned McCaffrey before.
It was horrible. I mean, you saw it. I was the entire season. It was Chuba Hubbard, and I don't even know who my backup was. I was playing with Ramondre.
I get it.
Didn't you have Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
Oh God. Well, yeah, he's another one on my list. Never again
He's
with
not even in my
Clyde.
top 15. That guy.
I don't even think he'd be in my top 20.
Yeah, no.
I seriously don't think.
Yeah,
But so I had
never
Taylor at
scores.
1. I'll go ahead. I'll give you. Here's my top 5. Here's my top 5. You know what? Let's do all top 15.
15, do it.
Yeah, go
I had Taylor at 1, McCaffrey at 2. Then I put Austin Eckler. That's who Jeffrey had at 1. Derrick Henry at 4. I love Derrick Henry. Like he's one of my favorite players in the league to watch. It's just he seems to score. Every single time you're watching a game on DirecTV, then they cut to Red Zone. Or if you're watching Red Zone, it'll be, let's cut to the Titans game. Derrick Henry runs it in from 5 yards. Like if they're within the 5-yard line, it's an
They
automatic
give it to him
touchdown.
3 times, yeah.
So he's a touchdown machine. And in 8 games last year, guys, 219 carries, 937 yards, and 10 touchdowns. I mean, that's just it's superhuman numbers. Yeah. Derrick Henry is good.
And he's got A.J. Brown's gone. Their next up is Woods. Like I could see him giving 300 plus touches this year.
No, and they're not afraid to. Yeah, you're right. 29.6 touches a game. I have all the stats here. All the stats.
The only problem with him is his injury. Who knows what? That's what everybody's scared about. That's why he's lower than most people think at 4.
So where do you guys? And then let me round out my top 5, and then we'll go to you guys. My number 5 is Dalvin Cook. I think he's being a little underrated going into this season. If you go back a couple seasons, 13 touchdowns, then 16. Last year, he just had 6. I think that's the real reason why his overall numbers plummeted. It was just a lack of touchdown production. So I'm hoping with the Kevin O'Connell offense, he probably won't see as many touches per game on the ground. Maybe get involved a bit more in the passing game and get the ball in the end zone a few more times. But what do you guys think of that top 5?
Well, my top 5 is similar. Also, Cook is a guy I'm looking, hopefully falls to 9 to me. I think he's a guy.
Yeah, me too.
But mine, so I go CMC 1, Taylor 2, then I have Najee Harris 3, Eckler 4, and Dalvin Cook 5, and then I have Henry at 6.
Oh, Henry at 6.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Henry at 6.
So why Najee at 3?
So I just think that Najee, like I saw a stat that it's a running back under, I believe it's 25 years old, has been in the top 3 in the last whatever many years, 10 years or something. And I just think that the Steelers, like, they're gonna have a young quarterback, maybe an inexperienced quarterback. They're gonna rely on him heavy. He's good out of the backfield. I know he doesn't have the Ben check down anymore, but he's good out of the backfield.
Apparently Ben
the
chucked
Mitch
it.
check down.
Is that the Mitch check down?
The Mitch check down.
The Mitch check down goes like 10 feet over your head or 10 feet left. Or it goes the other way for 6.
He's very good.
That's the Mitch check down.
If Najee Harris is there at 9, I'd be ecstatic. Eckler 4, and then Cook. I think the top 6 are very clear for me.
Yeah, me too. I have Najee at 6 for me.
And then obviously we'll do the rest after Jack and Zach go. But I think the rest is where, for me at least, it kind of gets
I
not
agree.
mainstream.
I agree. It seemed to me the top 7 were all very similar, but we'll give you that in a second. All right, Jack, who are your top 5?
I mean, I'm gonna say like all
Who's
bias,
ESPN's top five?
All bias aside here, like I could see a world where Najee Harris is taken at pick number 3 as well.
Oh yeah.
Would you take him at 3?
I mean I don't have 3, but if I had 3, I'd probably take Austin Eckler at 3. Assuming it's Jonathan Taylor and then Christian McCaffrey, I'd probably take Eckler. But I love those guys who, like all these guys, but Najee, like that true bell cow, the guy who's going to touch the ball 25 times a week. Like no one's going to hawk goal line carries. I mean, he's got Deontay Johnson, Chase Claypool. Like they have some other guys. It's not going to be, the total focus around him. But he's the only guy in that backfield.
He feels like the primary weapon in the Steeler offense this year.
Like he feels like the only weapon, but he's not, which I think makes him fantastic.
No, I if Mitch is able to find a groove or Pickett, whoever winds up playing, I mean, that's just going to open things up for him. Like he could have a great season. I have here 381 touches last year, led the NFL.
Like I don't expect him to touch the ball that many times again. Maybe.
You think
not,
they ease
not
back?
Quite. I think they ease back a bit, but like still like somewhere in that vicinity.
Jeffrey says they're going to reduce the work.
They say that always before the year, and then
then Derrick Henry is panting on the sideline.
Yeah. We do have word from our intern here. So my top 5 here is I know I made the case of going McCaffrey 1 or Eckler, which I think would be fine, but I'd probably go Jonathan Taylor. Then I'd probably go Austin Eckler, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, and Dalvin Cook. I'd probably go Najee at 6. I love Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook is
so
awesome. He's phenomenal. Look, I've watched him for years.
Concerns, though, too. That's his big thing.
No, here's the thing with Cook, though. Is Cook will go down. He'll miss like a couple weeks.
And then
Dalvin Cook's injuries are unbelievable. Maybe I'll have to find a highlight clip of this or something, but he'll go down screaming. And you seriously think his leg is about to fall off. And Alexander Madison will come in and usually plays really well. And if, say, Cook's out the rest of the game, it's like, he sprained his knee or something. I don't know. You can't sprain it, but
I'm watching Dalvin Cook every Sunday, and I feel like, all right, he breaks out a 12-yard run. Next play, catches a 20-yard screen.
He's incredible.
Cook just got 5 points in the last 30 seconds.
No, he's great. He's great, and I think he's being severely underrated.
I think he could fall too, because those picks at 5 and 6.
We need him at 9.
Well, he could, because you got 5 and 6. Ja'Marr Chase, Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Are those guys drafting those receivers? I mean, Cook could be there at 8 or 9, which I think is insane.
Here's a big question. To go off of the running backs just for a second, if you have the opportunity to get a Cooper Kupp, Jefferson, or Chase, which it seems like that's a lot of people's consensus top 3, it might not be all of ours here, but if you have a chance to get one of those receivers, where in the running back rankings would you say that you make that cutoff? Like, where do you draft your first receiver? Do you guys have any?
I have it I would go Kupp at 3.
You go Kupp at 3.
Yeah. In a
Really?
PPR league, I go Kupp at 3.
Did you play full PPR?
Full PPR.
PPR is a game changer with that. PPR is a game changer.
I mean, last year he was putting up what? I don't know if he had at 8 catches, 100 yards.
No,
and a
he was
touchdown every
insane.
week.
He was insane last year. Would
He was
you
averaging
do that,
24
Jack?
points.
We're half PPR in our league.
I thought we were
full this year.
What I would probably
sorry.
do is I would go with those 6 running backs. Those 5 I just listed plus Najee at 6, and then look towards Jefferson or Kupp.
I think I agree with
7,
that.
8, 9. Before those guys, like DeAndre Swift, those next set of running backs.
Okay.
I'd look to those receivers.
Zach, would you like to give your top 5?
My top 5 this year. I got to put JT at 1. I like JT.
And this
great
is the
offensive
guru.
line.
This is the guru.
He's
talking.
the guru, okay.
Yeah, so let's
I will
understand.
preface this though.
We gotta just sit
in
back
the
and
last
listen.
15 years, there's never been the same running back 1. Just putting that out there, even though I'm going with JT first. So JT 1, I like CMC 2. 3, I'll take Eckler, right?
I mean, yeah.
I like Eckler. 4, I like Dalvin. And then
You've always been a big Cook fan.
I've always been a big Cook fan, but he's never dropped low as I'm usually there. I think last year I had the first pick overall. I think. Who knows?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But and then my 5 is actually tricky. I actually like Alvin Kamara this year.
Okay.
I
So
like to change it up. Because especially with his suspension not seeming like it's going to happen this year, and when he's on the field, he's a monster to deal with. Great in pass
that's a good
catching.
transition now. Here, I'll kick off my 6 through 10, and we'll get into
league
that.
too.
Half PPR
league.
league.
Half PPR
Maybe
league
just
too.
do 6 through 15.
Yeah, do 6
Just
through
fly
15.
through it.
So I got Najee at 6, Mixon at 7, Kamara at 8. Then at 9, this was a tough one for me, but I actually put Leonard Fournette at 9. I don't know if I would
have him at
take
9
him
as well.
But yeah, I have Fournette there at 9. I just like anyone who's in the Tom Brady offense, they
Ridiculous.
score a lot of touchdowns.
He's good.
I had DeAndre Swift at 10, 11 Javonte Williams, 12 Nick Chubb. That was a toss-up for me between the two of them. Wasn't sure Javonte or Chubb. 13 Barkley, who, as I was saying, started at 9 on my list.
He
but
stinks.
I kept going through other guys. Like,
Fifth rounder in my
I
book.
just
I
can't.
have him
just
at
can't.
14, but I would never pick him. He could be there against.
No, I can't take him either.
I
He's
just came in
just-
the third round. When I was
that
watching
Giants
him.
offense
no.
is so bad.
It's so
Wait,
bad.
wait,
It's so, and apparently Daniel Jones is playing well right now, but I don't believe anything.
I don't believe
anything from
I
the
think
preseason.
Saquon's going to have an incredible year. I think
All
they're
right,
just
we'll
going
get
to
to him in a
force feed
second.
him
We'll
the
get to
ball.
him.
See, I
too.
said the same thing last year, and
Look, Daboll's
and I owned
offense
it.
in Buffalo, they used to throw the ball 60 times a game. I know
Yeah,
they
that's-
have Josh Allen, but
Look,
They
I
also
mean,
have
with
Devin
checkdowns and
Singletary.
stuff, he could be a good PPR, half PPR
yeah, we'll
option.
see.
But
I think he stinks.
and then I have Aaron Jones at 14, who I think Zach said could be the running back one
I love him
earlier
as the
before
running
we
back one
started.
this year. I love him as a running back
no,
one
I like
this
Aaron
year.
Jones still.
Not with Austin Dillon.
Then
AJ Dillon.
AJ Dillon, oh my God, Austin Dillon. No.
then the pride of BC, and then I have James Conner at 15. I think there's,
He stinks too.
Wait, where do you have Joe Mixon?
I think that I have him at 7.
Oh, you have him at
Him
7.
at 7.
Oh,
Him at
sorry.
7.
I
Who's
had him
Jeffrey?
at
Who are
7.
you upset about here? Swift's at 10. Swift's at 10. Swift's at 10.
Mine's very different.
I have James Conner at 15. I have Conner in my dynasty league, so I've had him for a couple of years now. And I think, look, last year he had great numbers. He had, 15 touchdowns, I think? Yeah, 15 on the ground, 3 in the air. And it should be even better because Chase Edmonds is gone. He's with you guys down in Miami, Zach. But sometimes with the fantasy, I go with these gut feelings. Like Connor's a very good player. I wouldn't be surprised if he creeps up into that 9 to 12 range. But I just like the potential of these other guys a little bit more. I think the touchdown production was a little
I'm
inflated.
editing my rankings on the spot.
The thing is, with
Or
I'm
it's dropped
influencing.
out of the top 15.
Oh,
I don't
like
know why
Connor's
he's
out.
in there. He's out.
I like Connor this year.
with James Conner, right? Like, he's made of glass. And last year, when he had Chase Edmonds, I think that was a good thing for him to not be on the field
Yeah,
so
every play.
often.
But he was great when Edmonds didn't play.
He was, yeah.
He was great.
He was. Yeah,
Yeah, but he was very touchdown dependent.
He was. No,
was
that's the
very
problem I have with
touchdown
James
dependent
Conner.
last
That's the
year.
problem. Was there anyone on my list there that you guys had a big issue with in the 6 to 15 range?
I love Joe Mixon so much.
What did you say? What was 11 through 12?
11 through 12, 11 through 15 was Javonte, Nick Chubb, Saquon.
You have Chubb at 12?
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous.
I have Chubb at 13.
That's
Chubb at
ridiculous.
What's wrong?
I think he's lower. He has no catching upside at all, especially if we're talking PPR. Like,
he's a monster.
and he has Jacoby
He's a
Brissett.
monster.
That offensive line
Well,
is
that's the
great.
same thing as Saquon. I'd rather have Jacoby Brissett than Daniel Jones.
I mean, give me
I'd rather
give me
have Saquon.
neither. It's just
And I'd rather have the Browns O-line than the Giants O-line.
Yeah, but Saquon can catch the ball at least.
look. Chubb last year came in at 11. Came in at 11 overall, almost 1,300 yards and 8 touchdowns. I think his touchdown numbers are actually going to go up this year. And they're going to rely on him a lot until Watson gets back. He's going to be carrying that offense. Brissett can get the job done. Brissett will win more games than people think for
Yeah,
Cleveland.
but like, aren't they just going to stack the box on him now?
they're going to throw
Who's
people
the
in there.
threat now?
I mean, well, look, was Baker? I know Baker was better than Brissett, but
He's
was
way
Baker
as,
really
as a
that big of a
Dolphins
threat?
fan and watching. I had to watch Brissett for 6 games last year, and I wanted to like tear my eyes out of how bad he was.
Look, Nick Chubb, he has not had a great quarterback his entire career, and it's not going to happen until Watson gets there. I think they're going to lean on him, and he gets spells with Kareem Hunt too. Like it's not like they're going to overuse him and run him into the dirt. No matter who's in there, he's going to get 7
we'll
to
see
8
if Kareem
touchdowns.
Hunt plays.
If Nick Chubb is there at the end of the first round, and I have back-to-back
Well, you
12
love
and
Chubb.
13, like I'm going to take Nick Chubb.
You love Chubb.
I
right?
owned Chubb once, and he was incredible. So yeah,
He's
I
incredible.
do like Nick Chubb. Like if I can get like Aaron Jones and Nick Chubb, sign me up.
He's not even in your top 15, Zach.
He's in my top 15.
Just
I think,
towards the end.
Yeah, I think he's probably 15, if anything.
Yeah, I think he's a late first-round pick, easily in a 12-team league.
Really?
Late first
Yeah.
round. Like I think he's late second round.
I think he's early second round. I think he's early
he's
second
late
round.
So why don't we go to the
me
editor?
to go?
Where let's hear 6 through 15.
Mine's different. So 6, I have Henry. 7, I have Javonte Williams.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
good player. I think he carries that offense. Last year he was good towards the end of the year, even with Vic Fangio handing the ball to Melvin Gordon, who's 30 years out of his prime.
Yeah, they got to.
Stop giving him the ball. Then I got Kamara at 8, Fournette at 9, Mixon at 10. Then I have, who wasn't on your list, I have ETN at 11.
Ziggy would have loved that.
Then another person who's on your list, I have Zeke Elliott at 12.
Zeke was my 16. He's right there.
Then I have Chubb at 13, Aaron Jones 14, Swift 15.
All right, so we're not that different. We're like
It's different, but-
3 players on. I mean, yeah, but that's
I
what
like
makes
the
it beautiful.
ETN, but I just like I think he's going to be running back 11 this year? 100%. Like he has a chance to be a top 10 running back, but I think his ADP this year, you could get him in like the 3rd round. Like I'm not gonna take him 11th overall.
He's who I would like if I could go 9 Cook, then Travis Kelce, and then ETN in 3rd. I think my team looks very good.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like,
okay. I think that's
if you also
solid.
want to go like high-end running back, good receiver, and then ETN as your running back too, like something like that.
Would you ever take ETN?
ETN's falling in like the 3rd round.
Yeah, right.
Would you take ETN at the end of round 2 if you guys are so
Like
high on him?
24? No.
No, not
I
24.
think there's too
No.
many good receivers.
Yeah, I still
to
think
be
there's too
round
many.
three.
Yeah,
It
there's
has to
still
be
too
round
many
3.
good receivers, and you could still find like a good running back probably at the end of round 2.
My receiver rankings, we'll wait obviously until later in the show. There's no chance they're anything like.
No. The receiver rankings are such a shit
Besides the
show.
top 3, obviously.
All of it is just so.
Mine are pretty chalk. To be honest.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're Mr. ESPN here.
I might as
Well,
well-
wait, CBS
I
Sport. Where
might
are
as well
you?
be Mr. Fantasy Pros or Mr.
Fantasy
ESPN or
Pros.
Mr. CBS or something like that.
right,
Jack.
let's hear it then.
Yeah, let's hear it. Let's hear your 6 through 15.
You want to hear it? So I named my top 5. 6 is six here is Najee Harris. Handwriting's a little weird here. 6 I have Najee Harris. 7 I like Joe Mixon.
Wait. This is your list, right?
This is my list.
okay. I thought there was a chance we were looking at Jason Lockett for his list or something.
No. So 6 I have Najee Harris. 7 I have Joe Mixon. 8 I have Alvin Kamara.
Check.
Wait.
Check. Check.
So how would you be picking, if these are your rankings, how would you be taking Chubb and Aaron Jones?
Well,
These guys will be there at 12.
Will they though?
You think it's going to go 8 straight running backs?
Our league is very running back heavy.
well, listen,
Our league is very running back heavy.
I will say before.
Listen,
like,
if
we don't
those
have
guys go, you should pick Cooper Kupp and
Well,
Justin Jefferson.
no,
back to
Andrew.
back.
Andrew, those are 8 guys gone, and then let's say those 8 are gone, and then you lose Jefferson, Kupp, and Chase, and now Jack's picking.
Like I have Jones and Chubb right after that. Like as those the next 2 guys.
I mean that
So,
makes sense, right? That
Okay.
falls
Like
in
I
line.
didn't stress our league. There will be probably 9 running backs taken in the first round.
Okay.
Which I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't
No,
know if
that's
many
it.
leagues are like that, but ours is ridiculous like that.
It was. I think it was because when we first started playing fantasy football, I preached. My dad's philosophy was always 2 running backs. So I preached to Matt, Jack, and Michael when we were first starting. I was like, "Oh, it's always 2 running backs, always 2 running backs." And that just kind of trickled down.
Yeah, that was the.
That just trickled down throughout the league.
That was the way to do it.
yeah,
That was the way to do it.
So that's why our league is,
Yeah, it's
But I
running
mean-
back heavy first round.
I think if Kamara's there at 12, 13, I would take him. I don't know if he's going to be there.
Well, I wanted
don't
to
think
talk
he'll be
Kamara
there.
for just
Like,
a
I don't
second
think he's gonna be
because
there.
we're a year removed from when he was the number 1 overall fantasy back.
Yeah, that's when I had him.
His numbers he was the 8th overall back last year. And if he's not suspended, and all the reports, like you were saying, Zach, indicate that he could wind up being suspended going into 2023, which is ridiculous because he beat the shit out of a guy to death almost. But for some reason, you're allowed to get away with that.
Hey, he's
But if you bet on your team, you're out for the year.
Yeah, you bet your team out. Yeah.
But you
On
can
your
sexually
own-
assault and beat people up.
on your own team. Like, what's the? He put $1,000 in his own team. What's the big deal?
Well, he wasn't playing. It's not like
well, he's not playing. Yeah, what?
Look,
Listen, I get
no.
a suspension.
He
Just
should
the
be
whole year
suspended.
is crazy.
He should be suspended.
I don't-
You can't lose if you're Roger Goodell. You can't lose the integrity of the game because once people are gambling, that ruins everything. Then now you have no idea.
4 games.
I think it's one thing if he's betting against Atlanta.
No, listen.
I think betting.
I
on
know we
Atlanta-
kind of took a sidebar here. I'm okay. I'm okay with a full season because I really do think that
No.
I think it's that
No,
important to the
no.
league
Yeah.
It
that
was
you
also
can't have gambling.
$1,500. It was like $5 million. I get.
I know, but you
That's like a
need to
penny
show.
for him. That's taking out a penny. and
I
putting it on his own
understand,
team.
but you need to show if you're Goodell. That's why I understand a full season because if people get away with anything, you can't compromise the
Disney
integrity of the
Watch
game.
should be suspended forever.
For life.
Forever.
No.
Yeah.
This is just the justification that I see
Okay.
for why they would suspend him for a year. Now, Alvin Kamara, to go back to him, he should absolutely there's no reason that this should be prolonged to next year.
That's what having good lawyers like, though. You get to
Although
prolong it
I
as
guess
long as you
what they do,
want.
they push the court
keep
hearing
pushing it
back
back,
2 months,
yeah.
right? So I guess it would
pushing
be
it back.
tough for the NFL to just make a decision before anything happens. But it seems, unless a video evidence comes out, it does seem like
You know
that's
what?
going to be the case.
Kamara, note this off my top 15. I don't want those type of players on my
You
team.
know what, Andrew? That's a stand-up move.
I don't want those people in my locker room.
Hey.
And it doesn't surprise
And
me.
I might pick Ridley. He might be a last round pick for me. Thank you.
That's the kind of guy you are.
And I'll have Brees Hall 15th.
Brees Hall 15th.
Yes.
That's actually not terrible.
Where's Benny Snell? Where's Benny Snell?
16th. Well, I'm going to be drafting Najee, so he'll be on my team.
I do want to say, with that said,
He's the handcuff.
with that said, if Kamara were there at 12, I think you should probably take him.
Oh, I would. I think
Assuming
I
he's
would.
not
That is,
suspended.
that is like a
Off
lock
my
of the
board.
century.
But
if
Paul,
he's at 12.
But Paul, our league again, I don't think he's going to be there.
No, he won't be there.
Our league
because-
will be
be there.
9
Yeah.
running backs.
Is that
I
Zach
would
will
take
scarf
him.
him
Yeah,
up?
I will take him.
All right,
I had
let's
him- I had him the year
Give
he was
Zach
number
6 to 15.
yeah, let's
Then
hear
we can
Zach
move on.
6 to 15.
So 6 to 15. I got. I'm gonna put. This is gonna be weird. I'm gonna put Najee there at 6.
And Zach, just for everyone to know right now, Zach had no intention of being like a mainstay on the show for this episode.
Yeah.
So this is all off the top of his
Yeah,
head.
yeah. So I like Najee at 6. Derrick Henry at 7, just because he's coming off an injury. Like, we'll see how he comes
Fine.
back from it. Look, I'm sure he'll be fine, but well, you never know off of injury. At 8, I will have Kamara.
Okay.
9, Mixon. 10, Swift. 11, I do like Javonte. I do like him this year. I don't know if I will pick him this year, but I like him. And then I like Aaron Jones at 12.
You're number one. You're possible RB1.
He's my possible RB1. Will I take him at 10? Probably not, but
Yeah, I mean, he's high on my radar at 12,
Yeah.
13. Like, I'm eyeing him big time there.
The issue I have with Aaron Jones is I think there's a big AJ Dillon
He's a
problem. Actually, that is the truth. That at the end of the day, that is
Yeah,
the
I
truth.
know that's
I'm
the
never going to draft him.
I know
I'll
it's the
never
truth.
draft
Well,
him.
it's AJ Dillon too.
It is,
Guys,
but AJ Dillon is there.
See, I don't think that's going to be a ridiculous issue. For
No,
Aaron
it
Jones.
won't because last year AJ Dillon had 187 carries.
And they've played they play at the same time a lot too. Like, they're both on the field
But
at the same time.
that's why I don't think you can have RB number 1 overall or really like
Yeah,
top.
he can't be one, I
si-
don't think.
maybe not even top 6
Oh, no,
for
I'm not
Aaron
saying he's one
Jones.
overall. I'm saying he's a late first
He's
round pick.
reliable. I don't think you're going to draft him and be like, oh, he's going to bust.
No,
like
but
Saquon.
you can
Yeah.
expect a 9 to 14
yeah,
finish.
yeah, which is
for
fine.
him. And
I
and
still
you need
think
that.
him at 1. I still think he could be 1.
Well,
just
go
because
ahead,
of
yeah.
his. Well, when you have your number 1 wide receiver is Allen Lazard, and then you go down, and now
Well,
you
then
got
they stack the box.
what? But now you could rush. You could put Aaron Jones out to the
He's a
side.
good he's a good
Okay.
receiver.
and he's a
Receiving
great
back.
He's a good receiving
pass catcher. So I think he's going to be incredible in the pass catcher.
Tech, I would argue right now Aaron Jones is their wide receiver 1 too.
Yeah,
Like,
look, you can argue that too. He's the wide receiver 1. Like
he was their number 2 last year behind Devontae Adams.
Yeah, I can see him playing a
Aaron Jones.
Debo Samuel's role this year. I could literally see a Debo Samuel's role this year.
I think Alan Lazard is better than people are saying right now.
I think
don't
he's good.
He's
I
not
think
a number.
also
He's not
be
a
a
1.
good
He's
thing.
not a
He's
1.
not a 1. I think he's a wide receiver 2 and complements wide receiver 1s. He's big, fast, gets the
agree.
job done.
All right, so you were at 11 with Javonte.
11 Javonte.
Do you need a
Aaron
refresher here? You are just going off the top.
I know. I said Aaron Jones.
Yep. 12.
No, Aaron Jones is 12.
Aaron Jones 12. I will say at 13. I'll say Nick Chubb.
Wait, where the hell's Barkley? I thought Barkley was high on your list.
Barkley is high on my list, but not
What do you
not.
mean he's not high on your
No,
list?
no,
stinks.
he
He's
is.
lower than mine.
What?
The Paul
He's lower than
Farrington
mine.
show,
Yeah.
we advise you do not draft Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, please don't. I had him last year. Please do not.
J-
Yeah.
Jack
Wait,
was
wait.
miserable. Jack called me multiple times at Sunday nights just saying, why?
I
He's
was
horrible.
I was
Here, Paul.
4 and 9.
I'll change it for you right on the spot. I'll take Saquon next.
Yeah, I mean, we're matching up there at
Yeah,
13.
Saquon.
Okay.
Right. Then I'll take Nick.
Then Chubb.
Nick. Then I'll take Chubb.
Then ETN. Come on.
And 15.
And then at 15. Now this one's gonna be the big stumper.
Please, not some Dolphins
Edmonds.
nonsense.
No.
Can I guess?
You can take a guess.
This is gonna be a big stumper.
Yeah.
yeah.
No one said his name yet, and I think he's gonna have a really good year this year.
I mean, intern Jeff is saying Elijah Mitchell.
Nope.
Clyde Edwards-Hilaire.
Nope.
No.
Damian Pierce.
Nope. I do like Damian Pierce this year.
Ramondre Stevenson.
Wait.
Damian Harris
Wait.
is the other one, New England.
Wait. I got
Rashad
it.
Penny.
Nope. Not Rashad Penny.
I got it.
Yeah.
Do you?
No, I don't.
David Montgomery.
Nope.
We're just going through every single
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Okay.
We're never gonna
Cam
get-
Akers.
Okay.
Intern
okay.
Jeff did-
Intern
he
Jeff
did-
is furious right now.
Yeah.
Jeffrey is furious.
Sorry, Jeff. I can't hear you from this side of the room. You're just
Yeah,
projecting
with the
that way.
Achilles, I don't
Hey.
know. If he's
I heard it,
healthy,
I heard
he's
it,
going to
I
be
heard
good.
it.
I think he's gonna be healthy.
I'm in a
I think
dynasty league.
Matthew Stafford has a little elbow problem. Maybe
He
not
does.
gonna throw
maybe
not
an
gonna throw
issue.
as much.
That doesn't matter. They
right?
won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, no. I mean,
My team can't even make
me
the
and you,
playoffs.
would give a limb.
I mean, no, I should have lived to make the playoffs.
I mean,
I give a limb to play competitive football in week 8.
Henderson scares me off a bit from Cam Akers. but-
Yeah, but if you look at the Sean McVay, he is one running back always, and he loves himself some Cam Akers.
I don't know.
He played
I mean,
over
Darrell Henderson.
in the
Henderson-
Super Bowl.
He did. He
Yeah,
did.
he did.
He did.
We should switch.
And Akers did. I mean, intern Jeff is begging for a mic. He is begging for a
Give
mic.
him
We're
Mike.
gonna need
Let's
to
give him
find one.
Mike. Want to come replace me?
You can replace me.
Yeah,
All
come
right,
on,
all right.
come
There.
replace
So
me.
there you go. There are your running back rankings. One guy, real quick, Javonte. Andrew, where do you have him at 7?
7.
Okay. Do you just wanna say why for a second?
Well, I just I had him last year, towards the end of the year. I just think that he's a lot of skill. I think that Broncos offense is going to be great this year.
He turned it on at the end of the year.
Yeah, and
right?
I think that he's a good pass catching back as well. I think he's just a very good running back. I think that it's his backfield now. The reports that I've seen coming out of the Broncos camp, obviously again we're no beat writers or anything, but what I've seen from Twitter and doing my fantasy research, it seems like they love him and he's the clear number one, like 20 plus touches a game. I think in that Broncos backfield, you get that, gonna be good.
If he gets 20 touches a game, he could put up some pretty big numbers.
Did you guys hear? They interviewed Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon said they want him to be the guy.
Javonte?
They said this is coming from their backup running back saying they want him to be the guy.
He could go up higher. He could go up
he's
higher.
a good young athlete. Like that is
good.
his.
And that offense now
Yeah.
with Russ. I mean, everything changes.
Like Melvin Gordon is clearly behind Javonte
Yeah,
Williams
can't-
now.
you
Like
can't-
that's,
yeah.
he's not even.
And we
that'll
were
be-
talking before the show too. You might see something like that in Dallas with Elliott and Pollard. Because
I love Elliott
everything
this
out of
year.
Oxnard, they're all saying that
love
Pollard looks better than. Oh, you like Elliott?
I love Elliott this year.
Everyone's saying that Pollard looks a little bit better. So Zeke's a weird one for me.
Zeke at 12, he get goal line touches.
Yeah,
He's-
I don't know where
You're paying him right now.
I think
You are.
Williams.
You're paying him.
I think Williams and Gordon's like 80 to 20 split, 90 to 10.
Oh yeah.
Really, I think most
I
people
agree.
say like 60-40.
I think it might
Yeah.
be 80
I don't think
20.
I did know what
Not
Melvin
60-40, where it would be like maybe 60 Javonte, Gordon gets 25, and then you sprinkle in some other stuff.
I don't even think Gordon gets like 30% of the touch.
I think by week 8, Melvin Gordon's playing 3 snaps a week.
That's where I
Yeah.
think Javonte could have
Yeah.
values if he just fully takes over. Then you could be seriously looking at a top 6, top
Yeah.
7 running back.
Yeah.
When you have him. All right, that was a pretty good
late in the
running back
season, too.
rankings there. So
was.
we were
I
talking.
enjoyed that.
Receiver.
We were talking before. Yeah, we'll do a little receivers here. We were saying, where would you take the receivers over the running backs? When would you begin that? Andrew said he would go 3 with Cooper Kupp in a PPR league.
I'd probably go, my top 5, I'd draft McCaffrey first, then I'm drafting JT, then I'd probably draft Kupp, then I'd draft Najee and Eckler, and then I'd draft Jefferson.
Okay. So Andrew, why don't you just go ahead? Why don't you give us your top 5 receivers? We'll do the same thing. We'll do top 5s and then we'll do 6 through 15.
So my 6 through 15 is where it gets a little different. My top 5 is Kupp, Jefferson, Chase, Diggs, Adams.
Okay. I have obviously I'm gonna put Justin Jefferson at 1.
As you
I'm not
should.
gonna put Cooper
As you
Kupp
should, as you
ahead of
should.
Justin Jefferson. I think the guy's gonna explode.
I mean, I
this year.
had Big Ben as my number 1 quarterback every year.
This year. You haven't this year.
I
So
can't-
I have the same top 5. I have Jefferson, Kupp, Chase, Adams, and Diggs. I think Stephon is awesome. It's just last year he had a little bit of a drop off. I think he actually plays better than he did last year.
It's also tough
fantasy-wise.
playing like when it gets to December.
Yeah, and you can't throw literally a game last year that you could not throw the football.
Yeah, it gets tough.
And Devontae Adams maybe being a little underrated this year, just because this is a guy who everyone in the league says he is the most skilled player. Usually going into the season,
I've
they're
Adams at
saying
3.
he is
If he was still in the
phenomenal.
Packers, he would probably be 1.
Oh, he would be 1 or 2. He would be 1 or
Adams
2.
is my 3.
But look, Derek Carr is not a bad quarterback. He's the clear number 1 there. I know Waller and Renfro are very good players, but if anything, that just helps take
I'm all for
a little
it.
bit of attention. I know defenses are still going to key in on Devontae Adams, but
Yeah, but it's tough too with those two other guys there.
no, it's like when you're down the red zone. Now maybe Aaron Rodgers would look to him every single time they were inside the 10-yard line. That might not happen with the Raiders, but you're still talking about the best route runner in the league. He's going to get open. He's going to get touchdowns. Jack, who's your top 5?
So I would go Cooper Kupp 1. I apologize, Paul. I mean, probably go to Cooper Kupp 1.
No need.
Yeah,
No need.
All right, thank you. No, Jefferson. No, Cooper Kupp 1. Cooper Kupp 1, Jefferson 2. I go Devontae 3, Stephon Diggs 4, and Ja'Marr Chase 5.
Okay, so you have Ja'Marr a little lower.
I have Ja'Marr a little bit lower. I feel like this year,
Lot of hype.
A lot of hype. Joe Burrow comes in with a huge red X on his back. Unlike last year. And I just feel like that offense as a whole.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
I think Mixon's going to be great. I think in terms of Burrow in the pass game, a little bit of reduction. I really do.
Jack, I think that's a great point. I think you make a great point.
I love Devontae Adams. I love that whole narrative with his college quarterback and Derek Carr. Like you said in Green Bay, Rodgers looked to Adams every single time inside the 10-yard line.
Well, that's kind of what Burrow does with Chase. That's the only reason I'm into it. He does just love it bombing it up to him.
I totally agree. I think a big playability is there, 100%. But I think Derek Carr also looks to Devontae Adams
The same way.
every single time he's on the 10-yard line.
I mean,
Yeah.
and they, I mean, they've known each other since college.
That's what. Yeah, they played at Fresno together.
Yeah, I mean, the
Like,
Aaron Rodgers Devontae relationship was great. You probably can't find a better replacement than
Like,
Derek Carr for Devontae. For Devontae from a relationship
I'm
standpoint.
moving Devontae Adams above Diggs in my rankings officially.
Look at that. Look at that. Well done. Hey, well done.
I
Well
listen.
done.
I listen to the podcast.
I
Yeah.
love the. Yeah, sorry.
You know who's soaking all this in? Intern Jeff. He's in our league. You know.
and he has the top pick too.
He's just listening to all of this. He's game planning.
But no, I love Devontae Adams in Las Vegas. And then I go Stephon Diggs at 4 because I think Buffalo is the best team in football with the best quarterback in football. So why not take his number 1 receiver?
Okay.
Like, I would take Diggs and Adams both over Chase. Chase is probably 5.
So we all have the same players in top 5.
I assume
Intern
you
Jeff
have the same
says
5.
Chase going down. Zach, do you have the same?
I have the exact same as Jack. I think
right.
I think Ja'Marr, you see a big drop off this year.
No,
Really?
Tyreek.
I want to put Tyreek there. Don't
I can't
don't
wait
tempt
to
me.
hear where I have Tyreek.
Tyreek's
Yeah,
number
I
6 for
probably
me.
from the same spot as you.
Tyreek's number 6 for me.
He's down there. He's down there.
I'm excited. All right, you know what, Andrew? Go ahead. 6 through 15. What we got?
6, I have Debo.
Okay.
Okay.
7, I have.
You have a lot of faith in Trey Lance. Or you just think they give him the ball.
If we were going to do
however they can?
quarterbacks, Trey Lance, I mean, I don't want to say it, but I have to for the listeners. Trey Lance is someone who I'm praying is my quarterback this year in fantasy.
Okay, so you're a buyer.
I'm a buyer because he's got the legs. I think Debo, they run him in the backfield. They can do some crazy stuff over
This
there.
Trey Lance hype is unbelievable. I think he's the most bet on player to win MVP. Maybe not from a monetary standpoint, but I think the number of bets he's definitely up there. I saw
I think it'll be
something.
good. I just don't think it'll be great this year.
That's a little nuts. I mean, MVP is a stretch.
It is crazy. It is crazy.
He's not going to win MVP, but
No,
I think he'll
it's-
be good for fantasy. He runs.
I can see that. Yeah.
Okay, so you had Debo at 6.
Debo at 6, CeeDee Lamb at 7. Then I have Keenan Allen at 8, kind of like what Jack said, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, take his top receiver. Mike Evans at 9. And this is what I'm about to say. I have a stat to back it up. Too.
If you say
I am
I
gonna
don't
say
think
it.
you no. If you say Elijah
I'm
Moore,
saying Elijah Moore.
Oh God. Oh God.
it's so unbelievable. It's so unbelievable that as I was saying, you're not going to say Elijah Moore. I truly didn't believe.
Elijah Moore will be a Team Keenan member this year, and I will be drafting him as if these 9 guys are gone, he will be.
Hey,
picked.
look. Let's hear Andrew's.
Where you it's a third round pick.
Let's hear the thought process.
You're taking Elijah Moore in the 3rd round.
Well, probably like I said, probably go running. I'll probably go running back, tight end, running back.
I'm sorry.
Elijah Moore.
You have 9 running backs gone. You have Kelsey. You have Andrews gone, and then you have
Let's hear it
9
back it up.
receivers.
You want that?
No. Hold
Let's-
on. 9 receivers gone. Let's say you have 13 running backs.
Well, I think I think that Elijah Moore's a top 10 receiver.
So
in the
you're
NFL,
taking him early 3rd round.
I'm not taking him early 3rd round, no, but he is my 10th rated wide receiver.
Okay.
And then,
But you're taking him 3rd round. If he's 10th, you're taking him 3rd round.
So this is a statistic. Look at this. This is math.
I can't read that.
It's math checked out. So New York Jets QBs, 681 dropbacks in 2021. Okay,
like 300 interceptions.
681 total dropbacks.
More.
So his projected route share, so how many routes he'll run out of those 681 dropbacks is 90%.
Okay.
With Zach Wilson, he averaged 0.26 fantasy points per route. Not good. Not great. With Joe Flacco, he averaged
not seeing it.
1.37 fantasy points per route. That means 1.37 times 681 times 0.9.
No.
He's going to score 839.7 fantasy points this year if Joe Flacco is the quarterback.
Joe Flacco's playing week 1 and then he's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, and then listen.
And he's back down to
I'm
0.2.
pro Jets winning.
So he is totally off the Zach
No,
Wilson
not on the
train
Zach
now.
Wilson train. I'm just saying that Elijah Moore is special. I've watched this guy. This guy is special.
Is Corey
He got
Davis
other
still on that
weapons
team?
now. Who?
Corey
He
Davis?
stinks. He should be cut.
He was
He's
the number
horrible.
1 last year.
No, Elijah Moore was technically the number 1.
I was a
know.
little high on Corey Davis last
Don't
year.
draft Corey Davis. He
Not
should be
this-
undrafted.
No, this year. I drafted him last year. He did really good for me last
So
year.
wait a second though.
He's 10.
Whenever I see Zach Wilson, and a couple
I
weeks
mean, I
ago,
have Pickens at 6. So
a couple weeks ago,
What is this ranking?
Maybe I'm a little more nuts, but
a couple weeks ago,
I think more at 10 is also
I
crazy.
was talking with Jack after we did a show, and I realized I made a mistake of ranking Zach Wilson
No, you
ahead of
didn't.
Mac
No, you
Jones.
didn't. No, you
No,
didn't.
I did.
Thank you.
I did.
Thank you.
I did. I
And
made
Mac
the
is
same.
my number 2 on that list.
So
Yeah. 2 is better than Wilson.
it's just whenever I see Zach, I still think he can be good. I haven't seen anything to show me that he's going to be right now.
I will have, this is a promise, on our TikTok or YouTube, whatever it is, whatever week Zach Wilson comes back and is fully healthy, would that be 2 or 3? When he has a play action, he looks like Mike Vick back there. He evades someone and he puts up the point, and Elijah Moore is running after balls like it's a punt and it's an 80-yard touchdown. I was gonna be like, told you so. That's it.
Or the cornerback just backs it down.
No. Or Wilson just throws it straight up and gets picked off at the line of scrimmage.
Okay, I'll finish my rankings. 10 is Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore.
Okay.
Hey, everyone's got to have a sleeper.
Where's Pickens?
He's not a sleeper. That's not a sleeper.
Where's Pickens?
He's a sleeper at 10.
Andrew, where's Pickens?
Pickens is not on my draft board. He could be there in the 18th round. I'm not picking.
Go ahead,
So we have
11 through 15.
Very different rankings.
Very different.
10 Elijah Moore. 11 Terry McLaurin. 12 Michael Pittman.
Are you a believer in Carson Wentz?
No, I think he's bad. But I think
You
Terry
just like
McLaurin's
Terry?
very good, and I
Just
think
force
Wentz
feed him.
kind of just throws it up.
Force feed him.
Yeah. And I think the Commanders or Redskins, whatever we call them on this podcast.
We'll
Commanders.
We'll call them Commanders. We'll call them Commanders.
Actually, I'll call them the football team.
The football team.
The Washington Footballs, they'll be down a lot. I think they'll be throwing a lot. 12 Pittman, 13 DJ Moore, 14 Waddle,
Okay.
and then 15 AJ Brown.
What about CD?
He's 6.
He had a
Oh,
7.
Tyreek Hill is not in my top 15.
That's incredible.
So you would take Waddle over Hill?
Yes. Like I said, I'm not joking when I say I do not think Tua Tagovailoa can throw the ball to Tyreek Hill.
But he can't throw to Jalen Waddle, who's the second fastest player in the league.
He's slants.
Tyreek Hill, when you look at every single player on that list, Tyreek Hill has an attribute that no one really comes close to matching.
Yeah, that his quarterback can't reach him.
Well, but the thing is, like,
How many times
That's a horrible
How many
insult,
times
Zach. Are
did
you
you
going to take
watch
that?
Patrick Mahomes
Well, I was-
scramble around and then Tyreek Hill would be running a 40-yard in route? Tua's not doing that.
I was going to back Andrew up on that. Like, the amount of times I've seen him 90 yards down the field and Mahomes runs out to his right and throws it like that.
Oh, but
90
come on,
yards.
man. Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill's great.
He's great.
He is.
He's,
Tua
great.
is
He's a
not.
special player.
Yes, he is, but his quarterback's
You
not
just
that
get
good.
the ball in his hands. You just get the ball in his hands.
We don't have to throw him a
Tyreek
bomb
Hill-
every game.
Tyreek Hill scores touchdowns. Tyreek Hill scores touchdowns.
But I feel like Tyreek.
He does. He does.
I feel like Tyreek Hill's main attribute is just running deep and catching deep balls.
Did you see that video? Who's that guy? The guy who's a boxer now. What's his name?
Jake Paul?
Yeah. That was on the Miami
I
TikTok.
almost said Le'Veon Bell.
No. Jake Paul was running deep, and he had to wait up for the throw from Tua.
No,
Tua
Tua overthrew him.
No.
Yes.
You someone else go to the rankings. I will get this video.
Okay, while he does that,
Is
I'll do
Le'Veon
mine.
Bell boxing AP?
He is.
He is.
Who do you think wins that?
Bell.
AP has a history of beating people up.
Beating children up
Bell-
too.
AP is a
I
specimen.
mean, Bell's younger. I think he has boxing experience.
Apparently he has
you have
fighting
good Le'Veon
experience.
Bell. I've seen the bad Le'Veon Bell. He stinks at everything. He is horrible.
True. I
You know what's
I
slow?
did see the great Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. Do you know the stat on Le'Veon Bell is when he was on the Jets, he never had a breakout run over 10 yards,
He was horrible.
and then he got to the Chiefs, and he finally got his 12-yard breakout run, and that was it.
That was it.
stinks.
He's had a
Look,
110-yard run in
these
3
guys
years.
like Bell, AB didn't know how good they had it. They really didn't know how good they had it.
What a fall
Money
from
hungry
grace.
man, and then a psychopath.
I may also have no TikTok service down here, but it will be sent in the Paul Farrington Show group chat after the
Or
recording.
maybe we'll put
Okay.
it in the recording, and you could see Tua throw a dime to Jake Paul, and Jake Paul couldn't catch the ball.
Here's my 6 through 15, and this is absolutely subject to change at some
Is
point.
Elijah Moore on the list?
Elijah Moore's not on the list.
Put him at 16.
Is George Pickens on the list?
I mean, Elijah Moore's not that
Jack,
far.
how about this? I'll put Pickens at 15. You put Elijah Moore at 15.
Deal.
All right.
All right, here's what I got here. Here's what I got
By the
here.
way, so who would I have at 15? AJ Brown's off my list.
Brown.
Okay, so
Pickens,
Pickens is 15, Brown 16 on your list.
All right, here's what I have. And if you're listening right now, I
enough for
really
me.
hope that you're taking this to heart right now, because we put blood, sweat, and tears into these picks here, as you can clearly see.
Jake Murphy's going to like that Elijah Moore at 10.
All right, here's what I got. At 6, I have CD. I think Dak's gonna spam it to him, especially until Michael Gallup gets back.
He's my 6 too, Paulie.
That's my 60. I think that's everybody's
Hey,
probably
there we
6.
go. I have Debo at 7. Then I have Tyreek Hill at 8.
Oh,
I love that.
I actually like those are two guys that I think have potential to creep into top 5, or they can fall at top 10 very, very easily. Like you're just not sure what you're going to get from their quarterbacks, but you know they're going to get the ball and they're special when they have it. So that's why I keep them at 7 and 8. 9, Mike Evans. I think Jeffrey's been one to point out many times that Mike Evans
phenomenal.
is just a touchdown machine. He 1,000 yards in every single season.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, last
right,
6
something
seasons.
like that. Yeah. So you know what you're getting
He will
there.
get 1,000
And with
yards and
Brady.
10 touchdowns.
Yeah, very reliable there at 9. Now, here's where it gets interesting for me is the 10 through 15 here. I really think that anyone can wind up in this 10 to 15 range. I right now have Michael Pittman at 10.
I like Michael Pittman. He was up there on mine.
I like Pittman.
And I'm not sure how I feel about Matt Ryan overall, but from everything I'm seeing, it
He
just
had
says
Carson Wentz as his
Yeah,
quarterback last
yeah,
year.
yeah. Carson
Matt Ryan
Wentz-
is an upgrade.
And Matt Ryan apparently is playing real well. I think Pittman said anywhere Matt Ryan wants to put the football, he can put it there. We know how bad the O-line was in Atlanta last year. You get a little protection. You have a budding star here in Pittman. I think he can make some
the
noise.
box for JT.
Yeah, so I can see Pittman making some noise. 11, I have T. Higgins. He was someone I actually continued to move up. Maybe I'm just falling victim to this Bengals hype and with Burrow, Mixon, Ja'Marr. But look, dude, T. Higgins is a monster.
Too much place for the ball.
There are a lot of places, but look at his end of the season last year. I mean, he can play. He'd be a one.
He's very good,
He'd be a one almost anywhere else.
Not the Jets or the Steelers.
Maybe not anywhere else. He'd be a one in half the league.
Not the Jets or the Steelers, though. Not the Jets
12,
or the Steelers.
I have Keenan Allen. A little bit of a fall for him.
Low.
Yeah, it's a little low for Keenan Allen. Very consistent guy. I just like the potential of these other players a little bit more. I think Herbert could very well win MVP this year. But, there is Eckler, there is Mike Williams, and Keenan Allen. I just think you get very consistent, very good production. What scares me off a little bit is I don't think you have the elite playmaking ability that some of these other guys have. People might be mad about that, but
That's ridiculous. Yes.
well, I know you love Keenan.
I
Allen.
love Keenan
but
Allen.
I think he's a solid 12. Like he'll be a wide receiver 1. We know that. 13, 14, 15. I have AJ Brown, Cortland Sutton. I have him sneaking in there.
I did look for him, but I just couldn't put him.
I might even put him. I might even put him ahead of AJ. I'm not sure,
Cortland Sutton.
but right now AJ Brown 13. I think him and Hurts are gonna be solid this season. I don't think they're gonna do anything insane. Jeffrey's shaking his head. Cortland Sutton at 14 with Russell Wilson. I think he can get back to where he was a couple of years ago before the injury. And 15 at the moment, I have DJ Moore.
I like DJ Moore. He's reliable.
That's ridiculous. DJ Moore is like.
I don't know. I don't know. DJ Moore, he always disappoints me. I know people say he has great talent, and with Baker there now, maybe you get a better quarterback than he's ever had. Just something doesn't feel right about that. Like you could put a Waddle, you could put. Brandon Cooks was really good last year. Maybe at 15 it's a little high, but very, very
he's
good
my
receiver.
15.
Like
Is he?
He's my
DJ Moore to me
15.
just screams a guy who he's starting there at my receiver 1 or 2 in a 12 team.
Yeah,
He
8 points.
Scores 2.3 points.
Yeah,
Scores
that's what
5.6
scares me with
points.
him.
Yeah,
I'm
but
pretty sure he
maybe with
averaged like
Baker,
15
maybe with
points
Baker.
last year.
I mean, he's a good receiver, but I just feel like the floor for DJ Moore is super low.
It's scary. It's
scary.
scary.
We
low.
also, for something between me and Paul, I don't know where Jack will, we seem to have rated AJ Brown a little lower than he's going.
Yes. Well, you had him also.
I think I had him at 14.
Well, you have him at 16.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah,
You're
yeah,
16.
Pickens is ahead of him.
All right,
I don't
go ahead,
know
Jack.
if AJ Brown cracks my top 15.
People are drafting him in like the 3rd round.
Yeah,
well,
I
just
don't know if he
remember
can
how
crack.
good he is.
He's
though.
phenomenal.
yeah,
I just
he's
don't,
good,
I think
but,
Hurts, he's just,
Yeah.
I don't trust him.
Last year, Andrew, when you gave the first hate mail ever to the Paul Farrington show,
I know my fantasy rankings.
it was Hurts. It was Hurts who got you.
He's good at fantasy. He's still rubbed there for a fantasy
I
quarterback.
left him out of my top 10, and you got very upset about that.
Listen.
He came in
and
at 9. to be
You're
fair.
lucky I'm here to speak my truth now, because there would have been hate mail for Elijah Moore not being in the top 15. Thank
fair.
God me and Jack put him in the top
Well, yeah, I
15.
was gonna say. Well, now
yeah.
there's someone who has Elijah Moore.
Moore's right here at 15. I'm looking at it right now.
All right, Matthew Berry, please. What is your 6
so
through
I
15?
have George Pickens at 6. No. So 6 is CeeDee Lamb. I love him this year. Love him. 7, I have Mike Evans. I mean, total freak. Ball at the 10-yard line. He's going. Mike Evans is a guy, like, whenever I play against him and I'm watching Red Zone,
you're proud.
and the Bucks are in the Red Zone,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no. Like, he's scoring a touchdown here. But
No Gronk this year now.
I love being a guy who owns Mike Evans. So he's there at 7. Tyreek Hill stinks. 8, I have Keenan Allen. 9, I have Debo Samuel. See, Debo's a guy that's like literally
Little drop off.
that only weapon. Like, he's running the ball, he's catching the ball. Like,
people like Ayuk.
okay.
Is he
like
going to
I
run
do.
the ball
Okay,
this year, though?
okay.
I heard that he was not.
I don't think he'll be running it as much. now.
Debo
But then
had-
it comes to week 6 and he's getting handoffs probably.
Debo has incentives on his contract. He gets like an extra I want to say
he's-
$2 million if he goes over a certain amount of yards rushing.
Okay.
He's
All
still
right.
going to run the
All
ball.
right, so they might. We'll see.
He's going to do it all. He plays every snap.
No,
Yeah.
he's great. He's great.
So at him at 9, I like Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman's probably number 10. 11, Deontay Johnson from my Pittsburgh Steelers.
Little high, but I don't mind
I had him
Deontay.
last year. I drafted him very early. He's fantastic.
a
But
great
just,
player.
again, the quarterback, I don't know.
In a PPR league, awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome player to have.
He's the type of guy, though, like, especially if weeks Week 4 rolls around, week 5 rolls around, and the young Kenny Pickett starting, force feed.
Yeah, no.
yeah.
Well, the problem last year was what he was dropping the ball a lot last year, right? And that's why he came out a few games.
But it didn't matter though. We still came back to him.
He was getting like literally 17 targets.
No, he
only-
was. It was crazy.
yeah, like,
but that
he's
was the
really-
problem was drops, right?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Which I would hope he improves on.
Yeah, I mean, he had an offseason. Catch tennis balls or something, bro.
Yeah.
So I put DJ
5.
at 11. I have Terry McLaurin at 12. Again, the same type of deal. Like Deontay Johnson is fourth. I think McLaurin's fourth, by Carson Wentz.
Yep.
Yeah, McLaurin's someone who he could sneak into that 15 for me.
He's a fine guy where it's like I'm totally cool at my 12th pick, like getting 2 running backs. You know,
And then
go
he's
back,
your
go
wide
back.
receiver
Then
one.
McLaurin's my one.
Yeah, I'm fine with that as well.
I'm totally fine. I think McLaurin's going to score 15 points. a
But
week.
so you feel like any of these guys? I feel like after Evans for me, any of these 10 through 15 guys can be.
It's all just a big mumbo jumbo.
That's how you win the league. You pick the one that's like finishes fourth.
That's what had a creativity or had a creative vision. Michael got Cooper Cup in the 4th round last year.
Oh yeah, he won. Yeah.
So he didn't win the league.
He didn't
I
win
mean,
the league.
I mean,
He
won the
lost to
league, had
somebody.
Deebo Samuel and Cooper Cup.
Yeah.
Like he drafted, I think,
Yeah,
fourth and then
you just
fifth
got to
round.
find the
Yeah.
right guy. Sorry, Jack, go ahead.
Then 13, I had Cortland Sutton. I was a Sutton owner a couple years back. He was great, and that Broncos offense it'll score a lot of points, and you can't really focus in on Sutton. You got Javonte Williams, like you got Russ now scrambling around, like he's gonna
Rudy's
look
back.
like he's gonna look that
Cortland
right.
Sutton, though, I think I still have some PTSD. I think I drafted him in like the 5th round last year and played 0 games.
He got hurt last
You know
year.
what? I had Sutton 2 last year.
You did.
I totally,
You did.
Yeah,
You did.
I
You
had
did.
Sutton
That's
2.
why my team was 0 games. My wide receiver one
I had
or
Sutton
2,
2.
0
I
games.
totally forgot, but I think he's gonna have a big bounce.
I
back
also
season.
drafted Elijah Moore in the 8th round last year, and then I dropped him, and then he was good.
I went.
And now he's the 10th best receiver in fantasy.
Well, I legitimately think he'll be top 5, but I can't be blasphemous.
Top. All right.
Watch.
I think under Russ, Cortland catches a lot of balls.
Cortland, I could. All right. So
He becomes Cortland.
You got Cortland?
He becomes Cortland.
Cortland.
He's Cortland.
who's next on your list?
So I him at 13. 14, I had A.J. Brown, and 15, I have Elijah Moore.
Okay.
15. Who's 16? Just out of curiosity.
Well, Pickens is 14.
Pickens is 16.
Oh, Pickens 16.
And
Okay.
then,
Okay.
See,
Do you have a T. Higgins? Did either of you have T. Higgins?
No.
Really?
I put my next two.
Really?
My next two, in all seriousness, that 15, 16, 17 range is Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins, and Jalen Waddle.
Oh my goodness. Oh it's Jeffrey saying Devontae Smith that in there.
No.
No T. Higgins,
Yeah,
no
no.
Tyreek. I mean,
Tyreek
guys,
Hill will not be on my team. They're my rankings. Like I know I'm not going to draft him.
I don't like T.
Higgins should be in the top 15. He should be a top 15.
I mean, I could see myself switching out A.J. Brown for T. Higgins in that 14 spot, 15
I also think
spot.
T. Higgins is going too high. Like when I looked at, obviously,
he is going high. He's
it
going
doesn't
high.
matter what ESPN or CBS or NFL, whatever they rank these guys, but he's like the 28th
But,
ranked
like,
player.
here-
I'm not picking him in the
here's
third
the
round.
No,
thing, though.
I would take him 4th.
Here's the thing, right? Like in Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts is looking towards A.J. Brown.
Oh, yeah,
whereas
he's staring at him.
like T. Higgins is Joe Burrow's number 3 option.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you want the number 1 guy. I get that. He's just a
Like I
very,
know it
very
work-
good.
I
too.
know it works both ways. Like yeah, you can say like like people are focused
Yeah, so
on
Chase will
A.J.
get
Brown,
dumped, yeah.
but
Okay.
it works both ways. But I think I'd rather have a guy like Brown than a guy like T. Higgins.
I agree.
Gotcha.
Close, but
6 through 15, you got
6 through 15. So, like everybody else, CD, 6. 7, Debo. 8. 8, I'm going to go Keenan Allen.
Okay.
Okay. 9, DJ Moore.
Wow. Okay.
I like DJ Moore. And this is a sad stat to say for him. Baker Mayfield is the best quarterback he's had.
Yeah, no, he is.
Like-
He's
By a mile.
very easily
By a
the
mile.
best quarterback.
And he's averaged over 12 fantasy points a game.
Baker Mayfield's also the type of guy. Obviously, I don't know if it'll be DJ Moore, but he's one of the guys, at least in Cleveland, where he'd look at one guy and just throw him the ball every time.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
So what was that? He was 9 for me. 9, 10, Pittman. I'm a little biased on
Still no
Pittman.
Tyreek?
And not yet. Mostly because I'm a little biased on Pittman. He basically like almost won me the league last year.
Keyword.
Almost, yeah. I know. I lost to Brian.
Yeah, Zach lost in a championship. Zach has had a very good 3-year stretch.
And you know how
You
I
gotta give him
lost?
credit for that.
I thought I was
yes.
going to win.
Yes.
When Najee Harris, that last game with Ben's game,
Zach.
and he ran for that 20 whatever yard
like a
thing.
34 yard
It was
touchdown,
34 yard touchdown. I was like, oh,
I remember the second that happened, me and Zach were texting because I was at that game. I had the Steelers on the alternate line, -6.5.
Of course.
I had the Steelers -6.5. Cover the spread, and I'm like, wait a minute, did Zach just win his fan? I was texting Zach.
It
right
was
away.
close.
it
It was
was
close.
really close.
I was in the crowd. I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, that's one of the leagues right there.
Yeah,
It did.
I thought it would win me mine, but it didn't.
All right, go ahead. Continue.
So we're at 10. We're at 11. 11, I'm a big Terry McLaurin fan. I like him. I know he's got Wentz, but a big
like
Terry
him a lot.
McLaurin. Wentz is okay.
He's another one who's, we'll say, quarterback proof, like
It
DJ
could
Moore
also be
is.
worse than Wentz.
It could be a lot worse than Wentz. We're making it sound like Wentz is
TJ
a
Hawkins
horrible quarterback.
Heineke, he had Heineke.
Like Wentz is better.
Heineke's
Wentz is so serviceable for McLaurin to have a good fantasy year.
Yeah, he's not
Like,
the fantasy killer, I don't think.
No.
Yeah.
McLaurin should probably be on.
McLaurin's a freak. I mean,
Actually,
he's great.
I'm going to switch things up a little bit. I'm going to go with Tyreek, then McLaurin.
Okay.
So that does that put me at 12?
11, 12, yeah.
12. So we're at 13. Ooh, I do like, and Jack's going to like this. I do like Deontay Johnson.
Yeah,
this year.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say Pickens.
I did
all
underrate
right.
Deontay should be on my list.
Yeah, with the quarterback situation there.
That's what it is.
But like, well, to be fair, they're probably gonna be better
Deontay
than
with
Ben.
Pickett is top 15 with Mitch. No, in my eyes.
Yeah, he could even be better than Ben. Either
Well,
the
like here's the
quarterbacks,
thing
but
though,
we'll
like
see.
I do think that like similar thing to Wentz. Like I even think with Mitch Trubisky, he's serviceable enough where DJ's having a fine fantasy year.
Yeah, he'll have a fine year.
Like with Kenny Pickett, I think DJ can crack the top 8.
We'll have to see.
But that- honestly,
we're talking all off preseason. As I've said a million times, EJ Manuel was a firecracker in his first game.
I'm talking 2 preseason. yeah.
But no, Deontay Johnson though he has the volume to be a top 12 receiver.
Like I think Mitch is fine enough to get him the ball, and he's a
Was
good
he
year.
top 12 last year? He had to have been up there.
Yeah, Deontay.
I don't.
Jeff, can you check that?
Pull it up, Jeff.
All right, go ahead, Zach. Continue. I'll
14.
find out.
14.
The targets are insane.
And 14, the only reason I have this player at 14 is because maybe, and we'll see what happens if Chris Godwin comes back, is Mike Evans.
Oh, okay. I thought you. Ooh, that's wow.
14.
12?
Deontay was 12.
Yeah.
Okay. You have Mike Evans at 14. Wow.
Just because he's always been, I know he's gotten like 1,000 yards last 6 seasons, but like he's very touchdown dependent. And if
he just always scores, and
he seems to always score. That's true. But like, I don't know how much. Like, if I had Justin Jefferson and then I had Mike Evans, like I would pair those two together because you have a high volume.
Unbelievable.
You'd be unbelievable. You have a high power target share, and then you have a very touchdown dependent who always just seems to score.
Yeah, he's a monster.
So those two together, I think, would be very good. And then I would end with Brandon Cooks at 15. I think Brandon Cooks is
No Waddle?
No, I don't think Waddle will be cracked top 15 this year.
I mean, you mentioned
can.
Chris Godwin, someone who, if he's back, they say here right now maybe 1 to 3 is likely, weeks 1 to 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
this guy, Chris Godwin.
Oh, he's
play.
phenomenal. I had him last year. He's phenomenal.
Chris Godwin's
I don't hate Brandon Cooks at
12
all.
for me. 13.
I think he's another quarterback proof person. He's quarterback.
No,
proof.
but as good as he was last year, he still came in at like 20 or something. Which surprised me. I thought he was higher. I thought he was like 14 or something. I think he was between 18 and 20.
But he's another quarterback.
He's
proof.
still on the Texans.
Yeah. But I mean, Davis Mills is gonna. Apparently, I don't watch any Texans
I
football.
love Davis Mills.
Apparently,
I think
Davis
he's gonna
Mills
light
was
him.
very good last year.
Davis Mills is terrible.
No, he was very good last year.
For a
I
rookie,
watched
at
the
least.
Jets play the Texans, and that was the only team we dominated like they should have been.
Look, people say good things about Davis Mills.
Stop.
I love Davis Mills.
Got
Just
a
putting
big
it out
neck.
there.
That's what I know. He's got a big
I
old
love
neck.
Davis. I love me
like,
some Davis
okay,
Mills.
we may love, or people here may love David Mills. I promise you that the Texans front office does not love Davis Mills and cannot wait for Bryce Young, Will Levis, all these guys. to come
CJ
out.
Stroud coming out.
If Houston will go 2-14 and snatch CJ Stroud right up. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, the quarterback class next year. Insane.
Yeah, but I mean, there's nobody else there, right?
Yeah.
No, there really isn't.
People are really high on
yeah, they're horrible. Who else do they have?
Nick.
He's got to get some sort of points fantasy wise.
I think they have somebody. It's like Nicholas or something.
Nico Collins.
Nico Collins.
When
People are really high on him this year.
when Houston's
People were
scoring
really high on
touchdowns,
Nico last year. When Houston's scoring
like
touchdowns.
when Houston is scoring touchdowns, a few times it will occur. It's probably going to be Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, well, that's who it was last year.
No Texans.
No, and I wouldn't personally.
Damian Pierce.
I wouldn't take him either.
I'll take
Again,
Damian
Damian Pierce. Yeah, he's good in the first quarter. He might be like, oh, he has 5 carries for 40 yards, and now the Texans are down 21-0, and he doesn't touch
And
the ball.
they got to throw the ball. That's the thing.
And Brandon Cooks.
And Brandon
Cooks. No,
Brandon
I
Cooks
don't
is
mind
good.
it. Yeah,
Like,
he's been really good for a lot of
If
years.
Houston's down 24-zip at the half, they're launching the ball the rest of the second half.
Yeah. Yeah.
Defense probably eases up a bit. Cooks catches those deep balls.
Oh, Jeffrey's raising his hand for something. Jeff, why don't you speak into the mic right there real quick? Do you want to speak into the mic for a second?
Yes, come talking to the mic.
If you have a question, you may as well say it into the
Also,
mic.
Allen Robinson's asleep.
With that, here's the thing. Jeff has to go through all the cords, the cameras. Let's see what he breaks.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you,
we
Jeffrey.
got you. You're on air.
Okay. Ja'Marr Chase is the most overrated fantasy receiver going into this year. I'm just saying. You guys,
I agree.
I mean,
You wanna
I'm,
Well, Jeff, here's the thing, Jeff. If you're gonna say something like
I mean,
that,
I'm kind of the same.
you want to
side.
hear a list of guys who had more receptions than him last year?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Go ahead.
Cole Beasley, Jacoby Myers, Amon-Ra St. Brown,
I love him.
Marquise
I like
Brown,
Oh, he was almost my top
like him.
15.
I like
Amon-Ra
Amon-
St.
I like
Brown,
Amon-Ra.
he's gonna be good.
I like Amon-Ra St.
Chris
Brown.
Godwin even had more receptions last year. This is just a list of guys. I mean,
Well, here's the thing, Jeff. Here's what I'm gonna say.
So Chase is, like,
if
very
you come out and
big-
you say something like that,
he was done.
where's he in your rankings, Ja'Marr?
Chase,
Yeah, off the top of your head, like the best you can do here.
maybe 10.
No,
Oh,
no,
Jeffrey.
No, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, do you know the rule? Have you heard of the rule list? Have
I
you heard of
agree
the
with
rule
Jeffrey on
of list,
this one.
Jeffrey? The rule of list is if you're gonna say he's coming in at 10, I need to know 1 through 9. You gotta tell me 9 receivers who are gonna be better than Ja'Marr.
I don't think it's nuts to put him at like 7 or 8.
Did you see his? Did you see how many?
No.
Did you see how many receptions he'd have every game?
I mean,
He
you
averaged
read his
3 to
fantasy
5.
points. You
Yeah,
read his
yeah, yeah.
fantasy
Yeah,
points.
but
Yeah,
that's
but
because
he's getting 60-yard receptions. Like, that's what he does. That's his role.
yeah, but that was last year. Who knows what he's going to do this year?
I'm sure it'll be more of the same.
I
The
don't
guy's
think- I-
phenomenal.
He's incredible.
He's incredible.
Yeah,
But
he's
if
good
you-
as a
if-
rookie,
If
right?
you
Like,
take away that big play touchdown,
big playability is-
I mean, yeah,
But
you say the same thing
that's
for
who he
Randy
is.
Moss. You take away Randy Moss's
I-
big play
yeah.
capabilities.
I know.
That's like saying, like, oh, Randy Johnson, if you took away his fastball, he
Actually,
wouldn't
you know
be
what's
that good.
crazy?
Well,
I had
okay,
Ja'Marr.
That's what he does.
I had Ja'Marr up already. I already had him up because I was looking to see how he was this year.
Look, there are a few games. There's a handful of games where he was under 10. There's 1, 2,
How many after week, like,
3, 4,
7?
5, 6, 7.
I think he has a great target share, but he
So
doesn't
he's,
catch
he's
the ball.
under 10 points. You said 8 weeks.
1,
8
2,
weeks.
3, 4, 5 after week 8, which is surprising.
So how many total?
In total, he was. I'm sorry, I have to count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 weeks.
I don't know if I want that.
What do you call it?
I mean,
I'm
like,
looking at him right now.
He doesn't
His
ca-
receptions.
He doesn't catch the ball much.
He had 4 games over 7 catches.
Like, I wouldn't put him
7
below,
catches or more.
I mean, look, 6 catches is a fine week. I'm fine to have 6 catches.
I think he's great.
It is, but
Yeah,
like,
I think
yeah,
he's
but
awesome too.
he only had 6
Like,
catches
I
a
can see
handful
wide
of
receiver
times.
3 being a little high. Like I'm fine if you want to put Devontae or Diggs over him. Even Lamb or Samuel in a crate if you're really gonna make a stretch here. But like, I don't really I don't see him falling behind
but here's
5
the
or
thing
6.
too. He did it right. He was great. He did it for 1 season as a rookie. I'm not totally surprised.
No, he's a guy that'll do it again. You could just tell.
But I can you? I don't. I
You
can't.
can tell. You can tell.
I mean,
I can tell.
yeah, a lot of
I
people
don't
can.
think so.
I mean, I don't. I'm not totally surprised.
Listen,
he
this is
doesn't-
good. If you're in my league, don't pick Ja'Marr Chase. I would
Yeah,
love
that's
to pick him
fine.
in.
Yeah,
If-
look,
if you
yeah,
got-
look, I'm just saying if
Look,
if
if you're
Chase,
so you wouldn't take him. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You would
I
take him
don't-
12.
if Ja'Marr Chase is there at number 12,
Yeah.
then I'd probably take him at 12.
Okay, so what are you talking about?
No, I wouldn't take him at 12.
You said you couldn't see him ranked 10th. If he's ranked 10th as a wide receiver, you're not picking him at 12.
Well, I mean, see, here's the thing. Like, I would just
You picking it.
No. So you know,
You're picking him and then he has a 40-point week 1. You're like, oh, thank God he fell
you know
to
what
12.
my my problem is. You know what my problem is. I would look at him at 12 and just take him because of his name, but I shouldn't do it. Like, I don't like Ja'Marr Chase that much.
If Chase came back to me with the 9th pick in the 2nd round, I would. I'd buy fireworks. I'd go out, buy
But I
fireworks,
don't-
shoot them up in the street. I
But
don't have to draft the rest of my
I
game.
don't
That'd be
think
it.
it's any guarantee that Joe Burrow is nearly as good as he was. I don't think it's any guarantee that Ja'Marr Chase is catching 70-yard touchdowns like he was last year.
I think he is.
Yeah, I think he is.
Okay, fair.
Even if
I
he's
don't-
not catching 70-yard touchdowns, I still think he's putting up
He
huge
was
numbers.
the guy, like, you'd be watching Red Zone and be like, oh, Ja'Marr Chase is streaking wide open, sprinting under a ball from Joe Burrow, mossing 2 guys. He's
Look,
fantastic.
I've seen a lot of receivers have phenomenal rookie years and then tail off a bit.
Who?
So I don't.
I want to know waiting
I got a question.
That was the most blind nut. You know
What?
I can't think at the very moment.
I want to know a rookie wide receiver that
look.
made it to the Super Bowl and was the team's #1 dominating people.
All I'm saying.
No one. There's no one who's done that.
All I'm saying.
One receiver,
One
one rookie.
I actually cannot. But look, they've been out there. They're in the back of my mind.
I got a question. How many times do you think Ja'Marr Chase went over 100 yards last year?
Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be
6?
low since 6,
5.
7. All right.
He had 5 last
Like,
year.
yeah, I don't want
How
to
many touchdowns
bank.
did he have?
How many touchdowns did he have? Let's see.
And here's the thing. I think he's only going to go up.
I think
from
he's
that.
gonna be better.
He had 13 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
He's also the same thing with Joe Burrow. Like when they played the Jets, they lost. They came. It's a typical like, oh, we're inside the 5-yard line. We'll give it to Mixon once, and then it's 2 back shoulder fades to Ja'Marr Chase. That's probably a lot of the target share.
Andrew, he's ridiculously good.
But
He's ridiculously
my league,
good.
if he's there at 9, I'll be
hold
shooting
on.
fireworks to pick him
All
9th.
right, I got a
hold
question.
on. Did you guys realize, like, for him to have those numbers again, so like the Bengals offense and Burrow has to be the same exact thing as they were, which they're not. They're not.
Why? Why don't you think they'll be good?
Because
the Bengals offense has gotten a lot better.
The Bengals this year, unlike last year, have a massive, massive target on their backs. Everyone knows them now.
I don't think that's a bad argument.
I don't want to bank on my number 1 receiver who I take early in the first round catching 70-yard TDs from Joe
Here's
Burrow.
the thing, though, Jack. Is
Like,
that
no.
Look, their biggest problem last year was their offensive line. I think he got hit or something. There's some crazy stat where he got hit like 70 times last year on dropbacks. But Burrow, like they went and they look. I have it right here. I was ready for this. I was freaking ready for this, guys.
I don't think Burrow was nearly as good as he was last year.
Point guard Paul's about to show you up.
Yeah, no. They bring in Lyle.
Show me up.
So here we go. Joe Burrow sacked 70 times in 20 games in his career. So what do? They bring in Lyle Collins at right tackle. They bring in Alex Kappa, I think it's Kappa from the Bucks, right guard, and Ted Karras, the center, who played guard for New England last year. So they get 3 new guys on their offensive line, drastically improved that. So biggest issue for Joe Burrow is fix this offseason. He's going to have more time to throw, and Joe Burrow is a pretty accurate passer. You give him time, good things are going to happen. And then on top of that, in Cincinnati, I just think that you bring up the argument about having a red mark on their back. Joe Burrow, what's his nickname, Jack? It's Joe Cool. Like, he's not the kind of guy who's going to get rattled from a mark on his back. If anything, I think he's going to embrace that.
Yeah, but
so I think
We're
talking about Ja'Marr.
It's negative that Ja'Marr Chase was good as a rookie. Like a lot of these guys on these lists that we have, look at their rookie year numbers. They weren't good, and then they became great
I'm
receivers.
not
Like
saying
how is it bad?
I'm not saying it's bad at all.
Good rookie year, so he's going to take. That's exactly what you said. He had a good rookie year,
Yeah,
and he's going to
I'm not saying it's a
off.
bad thing.
You know what it is?
I don't want to. I don't want to have
Steelers
to.
fan.
Steelers. That's
It's a Steelers fan.
It's a Steelers. 1 Steeler, 2 Steeler.
I don't want to have.
And then I guess you're just delusional.
I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Jeffrey
Wait.
too.
Where have the Jets been? Where have the Jets been the last
Well, this is
20 years?
This has nothing to do with my
isn't
team.
about the
This
Jets.
is just a rivalry.
Oh yeah,
thing
but
for
he's
them.
coming after me with
delusional
the,
The only rational one here is me, maybe Zach.
I think Ja'Marr Chase, like, it's not a bad thing in a great rookie year. It's a good thing. But I don't have to bank on.
I don't think you're banking on that, though. I don't know why you think that.
Dude, I think you are. Like,
But that's the type of receiver he is.
I'd rather have a target monster.
That's like Calvin Johnson. You're like, oh, he scored 20 touchdowns.
No, Johnson's a target monster.
Can
Chase is
we go
not.
over the yard? You want me to go over the yards that he got?
Last targets. Targets.
Targets or yards? I'll go over
I care
targets
about
and
targets.
yards.
I don't
I'll go
care.
targets and yards.
Okay.
So first game against Cleveland.
This is his first game ever in the NFL.
Yes, 4 targets,
Okay, I don't care. Okay, week 1.
4 targets,
For
26
what?
yards.
26 yards, okay.
Okay. Second week in the NFL, he played the Chiefs. Obviously, it's going to be a score fest because the Chiefs had a terrible offense. But 12 targets, 266 yards.
Week 2?
Week 2.
266 yards, Jack.
And guess how many,
Phenomenal
guess how many
game.
touchdowns he had that
Phenomenal
game?
At 3.
He had 3 touchdowns
You
that game.
win your fantasy league.
That
You
is a-
win that week, no
that
matter
is
what.
a-
He just won you a game.
That is
Yes.
a phenomenal game.
That is one game. So
Jeffrey's
congratulations.
raising his hand like he
Now,
like. Oh, I guess he is.
That is a
Ready?
phenomenal game.
Let's keep going, right? So week 3, 10 targets, 125 yards. No touchdowns.
Okay.
All right.
10
Now
targets.
on to week 4.
Good week.
4 targets, 3 yards.
Okay.
Who do you play?
The Denver Broncos.
Okay, they're a great defense. On the road?
All right,
Yes.
go ahead.
Okay,
Speed it up a little
that's
bit.
a
Give me
tough
targets,
game.
yards.
Targets 877,
Fine.
Fine.
852,
Fine.
339.
Bad.
Who was that against?
Pittsburgh.
So, listen, good defense. Listen, I think
Okay,
what it's
but-
coming down to
Here-
is he plays
here
good
we go.
defense
Let's
and he
keep going.
struggles.
Go ahead. Keep going.
6 targets, 32 yards.
Okay.
They played the Raiders. 13 targets, 49 yards.
See, that'll change.
Yeah. Go ahead.
9 targets, 32 yards.
This sounds fine to me.
Yeah.
9 targets, 32 yards.
It sounds like the weeks he had a bad week. It's not like he's
He
not
caught
getting the ball.
he caught 3 catches.
I mean, yeah, people have bad weeks. Go ahead.
And how many of
What,
those do you think
bad
you were
weeks?
watching on the red zone? It's
That
like
was a
one
stretch
into
of
a
bad
game,
weeks.
Go ahead.
70-yard
I mean,
touchdown.
a guy like Stephon Diggs is never having 4 catches for 3 yards. Ja'Marr Chase will.
Sorry, go ahead. Who else?
All right.
what
Next,
else?
10 targets, 201 yards.
Okay, next.
6 yards, 97.
Okay.
10, 159.
Okay.
9, 77.
All right.
5, 65.
Yep.
4, 54.
Okay.
7, 101.
If anything, I think he's gonna have more than 1,400 yards now.
Look. That I understand that there were a couple weeks there where he didn't play well, but I don't see, for all the reasons I just said, I don't see why he's not a better receiver this year.
But if he's top 5, right? We're putting top 5. You want 100 yards every week.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Don't. Zach, we're talking we're talking about a 2,000-yard season. 100 yards. There's 17 games.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
Okay, so sorry.
Zach is greedy. He's greedy.
Yeah.
He's greedy.
I am greedy.
That's what he
I'm
is.
greedy. But think
So
about
you
it.
want him
He
to
had
have the
14.
best
So
season ever.
he
He
had he had 1,400 yards last year.
If he has the best season ever,
You guys are saying
then he
wait,
cracks the top
You
five.
guys are saying he's going to be better than last year, and he had 1,400 yards this season.
I'm saying I
I
very well think he
I
can.
think he'll definitely get
There's
that.
no-
again.
there's
how many
reason-
yards do you think he's going to get next year?
Like,
If I just said 1,700,
Yeah.
I don't
that's
think
not way off 1,700 now, is it?
1,500. I mean, I don't. Look, with the stats you just said there, I don't see any reason why I would put Pittman, Evans, Hill, Samuel, Lamb, even Diggs ahead of him based on last year. Jeffrey is actually raising his hand.
Like,
So
I
go ahead,
don't
Zach.
think-
Can you give him the mic for just a second? Because this is.
This is blasphemous.
the Bengals offense won't be as good as they were last year. Not
You
even
guys
close.
called me biased, right, for saying Ja'Marr Chase won't be that good next year.
Yeah,
Right?
there's no other word.
Well, I also think T. Higgins will have a better fantasy year than he will. So am I still biased?
No, you're just delusional.
Yeah, that just
What?
doesn't make any
No.
sense.
I mean, look, T Higgins, very, very
Ja'Marr
good.
Chase will be double to triple teamed. Teams are on to him now. They know he was a rookie last year.
What do you think? You think people weren't on to him at the end of
Yeah, I
last year?
disagree with this.
No, well,
He had 266 yards in his second game.
Again,
Jeffrey.
that was against the Chiefs, right? Yeah. That wasn't his second game.
I didn't think that was the second game. I
That
thought
doesn't
that
make any
Chiefs
sense.
game. I
Well,
thought
you
that
just
Chiefs.
read it. It's
Zach,
the second
you know what?
game.
That
you know,
game was
I
late
bet,
in the
I
year.
bet that Zach read it out of order.
That game was late in the year. That doesn't make sense.
Oh yeah, sorry, I did read it out.
Zach read it upside down. Yeah, I was thinking this whole time. I was like, wait a second.
that
I
was late.
was like, that was a league winner. That game won leagues.
That was late.
That game won the AFC North.
Sorry, we were reading it backwards. My bad.
Okay.
So that was towards the end.
So that's a
So he was
shootout.
good in the beginning of the year.
That's a shootout. That's a shootout.
Whatever.
Yeah,
We got enough of this. Ja'Marr Chase is good. We can't be a serious football podcast if we don't agree that he's a good
here's
player.
my bottom line.
Yeah, we all agree he's
Here-
very good,
I think
right?
He's
oh,
a good
yes.
player, but I don't.
Yes.
Fantasy wise, I don't think he's going
Here's
to do
my
the same
bottom
thing.
line. I don't want a guy.
Didn't you have him at 4?
As my number 5 for you. Yes, I did. But
Jack
I-
said
look,
he'd pick him if he
look,
was there at 12.
I'm saying like I could see Ja'Marr Chase at 7, nothing below that. I don't think he's
Okay. You know what? And
I mean,
look,
like, no, seventh
that's
rec-
okay.
like
that's
seventh
okay.
receiver.
Yeah, that's okay.
Seventh
That's
receiver.
okay.
So
Listen,
we talked about
if
Pittman
you
earlier.
in this draft you have in a couple of days, you walk out of the first round with like Alvin Kamara and Ja'Marr Chase, you have the best team in the
if
league.
Ja'Marr Chase is there number 12, he can screw off. He can screw off.
But at 13,
At
13, he's in your back
He can screw
pocket.
off at 13 too.
I got a question.
All right,
So
we'll document it.
You want me to go
Look.
over Pittman? Like we talked about Pittman,
Ja'Marr
right?
Chase, like
No,
my-
I don't want to hear Pittman because Pittman is not as good as Ja'Marr Chase.
I bet he has more targets and is
Because
more
my-
consistent than Ja'Marr Chase.
My
No,
bottom line
no.
on Ja'Marr Chase.
Consistently wise, I'd rather have Michael Pittman over Ja'Marr
You would
Chase.
rather
I'll put
10
that out
from
there right
Pittman
now.
every single week than have
I'd rather have
league-winning
10
games.
targets
He
and-
won leagues for people last year. He
Yeah,
had
he had one good game.
266
That's
yards
right.
in the championship game.
Okay, that's one game. Is he gonna have
He had
266 yards?
202 in another game. I mean, we're
Is he
talking
gonna
about.
have right? But that's like
Yeah,
When,
look,
when do
all
we know
right,
we're
all
gonna
right.
get that?
Enough of
All
this.
right,
Look,
all right.
here's
It's
a-
almost almost midnight.
My bottom line on Chase is for my number 1 receiver, right, in a 12-team league or whatever, is I don't want to have a guy who's had production for 1 season.
Then you're an idiot.
That's
literally the only thing we can
Justin
say.
Jefferson had 1,600 yards last year.
I want a guy who has done it year after year after year after year after year.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Who-
Jack,
who-
you're
I'm
too
not-
smart to
who-
say
who
that.
I'm not
You're
banking-
too smart to say
I'm
that.
not banking on 80-yard
You go on
touchdowns.
actual
You had
television.
you also have Najee Harris. That's 1 year. You said you want him.
I don't want to bank on 80-yard
So you don't.
touchdowns.
So no Najee Harris for Jack Weinberger.
I think a running back's different.
Oh, okay.
I seriously do. Because Najee's touched him 25 times.
Oh, my.
I agree with Jack on this one.
Yes,
Like,
thank you. A running back is different.
Like I don't think he'll have 13 touchdowns this year.
No.
There's no shot.
This is why we need a wall. We need
This is
a
why
wall.
we need a
There's
wall.
no shot he gets
There is
13.
no way.
Jeffrey
Yeah.
says it's easier to get the ball as a running back.
Yes.
Yes, it's easier
It's a
to get
different-
the ball, but it's-
Okay, so
It's a
if Zach
different-
Taylor goes, all right, we're on the 3-yard line, we're gonna run a fade to Ja'Marr Chase. That's literally the same. That's okay. We're throwing him the ball.
Look,
You're
it's-
acting like
look,
they can't do that anymore.
It's a different.
like, oh, it's Ja'Marr Chase. We can't throw it
It's
to
a
him.
different position. It's a different position.
All right, so ultimately,
that's all wide receivers.
Like,
ultimately,
one
here,
guy
hold
who
on.
popped off for 1 year. I don't think he's gonna do it again. I don't think he's gonna do it again. Like
Like you're acting like this guy was like a 7th round pick and he came in like street
look,
clothes and then he just started running.
if Ja'Marr
He's
Chase,
like Rudy.
He's the 5th overall pick in the draft.
Dude, this guy was the 5th overall. What pick was he? 3rd? 5th?
if
He was 5th, right?
if Ja'Marr doesn't give me a 75-yard touchdown, he's not having a great week.
God, this is
Whereas
love that. We lose everything. We're going to lose the podcast.
I love that.
We're going to lose the
Whereas
podcast.
Stephon Diggs will.
You guys were fine with him having.
What's the
Where's-
argument here?
where's
If he's
CeeDee
top
Lamb
5?
will.
Someone
yeah,
phone
he's
who has service.
Devontae
damn it.
Adams
Look
will.
up Stephon Diggs.
I'll
I
look
know
up
for a
Stephon
fact
Diggs.
he's had weeks where he has 4 catches. Like you're acting like no wide receiver ever, unless your name is Ja'Marr Chase, has had a bad week.
I'm saying that.
Like I remember Calvin Johnson even had weeks where he had 3 catches. It's the NFL. It's hard. You're acting like we're playing Madden, and just because he doesn't have 10 catches for 200 yards, move him down.
I'm saying I'm not banking on Jamar's big playability. I don't want that.
Why? That's exactly what you should want in fantasy football.
How is that
bad?
I want
this guy has good playability. I don't want him.
I want a
All right, here we
target
go.
monster like
Here you
Stephon
go.
Diggs.
You want
He is
Stephon
a
Diggs?
target monster. We just read it.
Not like Stephon Diggs or Devontae Adams.
It's so late.
Not like Diggs or Adams.
Here's Stephon
I wanna
Diggs.
hear it.
Here's Stephon Diggs.
I want to hear it.
All right, we'll start from the
Diggs is
bottom this
better than
time.
Ja'Marr Chase.
Diggs, 13 targets, 69 yards.
Okay, that's literally, I think, verbatim. Ja'Marr Chase had a 14 targets, 49 yards, and you said C?
Look,
what do you mean C? Okay, that's it. I don't need anything else. You just said it. We're done.
Go ahead.
We're done. We're done with this garbage.
You know,
Okay, all right.
Ja'Marr,
Let's wrap the
third
pod.
round.
Let's-
Not taking it.
All right, how about we
You
just
do
say
the
we
Let's
all
wrap.
give her
Let's wrap.
one quarterback sleeper, and then we're done.
Okay.
Not I'm done this nonsense.
Okay. One quarterback sleeper.
Mitch.
All right, that's it. End the podcast. End it.
Podcast
End
over.
it. End it.
All right, thank you guys.
It's over.
We'll see you next week.
Are you kidding me?
I don't want Ja'Marr Chase.
That's so dumb.
You agree with me.
I-
and so
I-
do you.
All right, we're in like a